Why Atma is unborn and undying. Discover the deep meaning through Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna imparts this profound truth to Arjuna: the soul is neither born nor does it die. This message of the eternal nature of the soul transcends time and culture, offering not just spiritual wisdom, but a life-changing perspective that can help us live fearlessly. Why is the soul unborn and undying? 1. The soul is beyond birth and death. The soul, Atma, is eternal and not bound by the cycle of birth and death. While the body is born, grows, decays, and ultimately dies, the soul remains unaffected by these transitions. It is eternal, untouched by the physical processes of life. The soul is never born, nor does it ever die. It is eternal, imperishable, and beyond the scope of destruction. It is not slain when the body is slain. 2. The soul is independent of the body. Krishna teaches that the soul is independent of the physical body. The body is a temporary vessel, while the soul remains unchanged. When the body dies, the soul simply leaves and moves on to another body, much like how we change clothes. Just as a person casts off worn-out garments and puts on new ones, similarly, the soul casts off the old body and accepts a new one. 3. The soul transitions and is eternal. The soul's essence doesn't perish with the death of the body. Instead, it transitions from one body to the next in an endless journey. Krishna uses the metaphor of changing clothes to help us understand that the soul, much like clothes, transitions from one form to another, but it remains eternal. 4. The soul is not bound by time or space. Krishna teaches that the soul transcends both time and space. While the body is bound by time, aging, decaying, and dying, the soul is eternal and unaffected by these physical constraints. It is outside of the limitations of the material world. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress, and their disappearance in due course, are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. This verse suggests that all material phenomena, including the physical body, are temporary. It teaches us that life's cycles, happiness and sorrow, are transient, and we should tolerate them with equanimity, as the soul is unaffected by them. 5. The soul is pure and immutable. While the body undergoes changes, illnesses, and eventual decay, the soul remains untouched by any such transformations. It is pure and immutable. The physical world may alter, but the soul remains constant and unscathed. The body is perishable, but the soul within the body is imperishable. It remains unchanged amidst all changes and remains forever unaffected by the physical form. 6. The soul is a reflection of the divine. Krishna emphasizes that the soul is a part of the divine. It is made in the image of God and shares the same eterna. Divine essence. Just as God is timeless, the soul also transcends time and remains immortal. 7. Understanding the soul helps free us from fear. Once we realize that the soul is eternal, we no longer need to fear death, loss, or impermanence. We can live without the anxiety of these temporary experiences, knowing that the soul continues its journey beyond the physical realm. Krishna's teachings about the soul's immortality offer several life lessons that we can apply to live peacefully and purposefully. 8. Recognize that everything is temporary. The material world, our possessions, wealth, relationships, is temporary. Krishna reminds us that these things are not permanent, and when we understand that, we are free from fear of loss and attachment.